Welcome to VA News, where we have all things Veterans Day in this week's show.
Veterans Day coverage from Washington, D.C. to Washington State and everywhere in between.
A 25th anniversary in Philadelphia and 30th in Washington for Vietnam vets.
And did you know about the day before Veterans Day?
That and more on this week's VA News.
Hello, I'm Ryan Steinbach with the VA Voluntary Service.
And I'm Joy Hahn with VAI2, the VA Innovations Office. Thank you for watching today. Veterans Day fell on a Sunday this year, effectively giving us an entire weekend to pay tribute to the men and women who served and survived. First in Washington at Arlington National Cemetery.
Each year, on the 11th day of the 11th month, we pause as a nation and as a people to pay tribute to you. To thank you, to honor you, the heroes over the generations who have served this country of ours with distinction.
Today we gather at this sacred national shrine to honor and thank Americans of every generation who throughout our history have answered the call of duty to safeguard our nation during time of war and during periods of restless peace.
On this day, we thank all of our veterans from all of our wars, not just for your service to this country, but for reminding us why America is and always will be the greatest nation on earth.
Then at the most visited war memorial in Washington, the Vietnam Wall, 30 years young this year.
In touching names, you know you reach back in time and connect with those who remain as young and as vibrant as when you last saw them. And in that instant, this granite memorial and the visitor are one. No other monument I know of attains this level of intimacy. I don't know whether Maya Lin, the architect who designed this memorial, ever intended to create a time capsule of the heart, but that, for me, is what this wall has become for those of us who grew up in Vietnam. And when generations of Americans too young to know anything about the Vietnam War come to visit, hand in hand with someone who might have experienced loss, this wall must become compassionate teacher. Its primary lesson here in stark display is the human cost of war. There is power in that lesson.
There are ceremonies all over the country, and we'll show you photos and video from some of them. First, the Miami VA celebrated Veterans Day with music and memories in the South Florida sun. Adam Poitras sent us this story.
We traveled from Fort Benning, Georgia, which is probably about 10 to 11 hours away, but this was a mission that we definitely wanted to do. Being a part of performing in front of the veterans has been real inspirational to us as well. You know, we had opportunity to come see soldiers in our past who paved the way for us, and it also just opened our eyes to a lot of things that they were once soldiers as well. You know, and it just does our heart good to just see the men and women who served before us, and we consider it a great opportunity and a great honor just to come and perform for them and just do what we do in the military just for them. So we consider it an opportunity and a great honor to do so.
And it's just so wonderful to see all the fellow veterans who are out here, you know, being a part of this. You know, it's a big family, and all of us down here at the VA are just one big family. You know, we look to each other and, you know, share information. And we're just so happy that the VA is doing this for the veterans, and we hope it continues.
The older veterans get memories. They get to see how it was when they were younger, and they feel like they get the pumpness of, it starts pumping their heart again to know that, hey, listen, I know it was back then when I was a veteran in the military, but now I'm still a veteran at heart, and if I could do it again, I'd do it all over again for my country.
Thank you, Adam. That certainly looked like fun. Now here is video and photos of another lively celebration, still in the sun, at a Greater Los Angeles healthcare system, followed by some more Veterans Day images from across the country.
All right, veterans, are you ready for America?
You see, I've been to the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. You guys have a great, safe Veterans Day. Drive safe, play safe.
There were 2 anniversaries over the past couple of weeks related to 2 different Vietnam memorial walls.
One is a replica in Philadelphia, the other, the real deal, in Washington. And Melody Mercer has a story on both.
This Veterans Day, we celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. The wall is more than just 58,000 names etched in granite. They are etched in the hearts of those who come to pay their respects. And by all accounts, those names bring healing to its visitors.
And when I saw names of my friends on the wall, I lost it. I completely lost it. You know, broke down and just cried like a baby.
I feel like nothing's changed. You know, it's that you're still connected. It's like the Secretary of the VA said, you're forever young. And I think when you come here and you touch the names of men that you fought with and men that you knew, it started the healing process, which many of these guys are still going through.
The wall also brought healing decades after he witnessed a fellow warrior die at his side. It took 40 years to find out his name, and today he had the chance to meet him again.
So I just put a flag by his name there. But that's the beauty about this wall. It continues to heal people.
Vets came from around the country to recognize this monumental 30th celebration and their own lost comrades.
Well, I come to the wall to honor the brothers that died in the Ia Drang Valley during the first major battle of the Vietnam War.
We were spared the battle and given our life to come here and never let the rest of the world forget these 58,282 names that are here.
The highlight of the ceremony was Secretary Shinseki, a Vietnam veteran himself, with a very personal tribute.
Here, 58,282 fallen Americans remain forever brave, forever young, forever vibrant. Whenever their names are caressed by the fingers of loving spouses or parents, children who grew into adulthood without a parent, mourning friends, hands reaching out in remembrance, in sadness, in reverence, the wall does have the power to uplift and offer a measure of healing.
This national memorial inspired many local tributes.
One of those started 25 years ago last month with a visit to the memorial to trace the names of Philadelphia's fallen by a group known as the Last Patrol. That group of 10 veterans then walked back to Philadelphia
Thought it would be a good idea to actually physically go down, do the tracings, and bring the men physically back to Philadelphia.
Retired vocational rehabilitation counselor Denny Best was one of those bringing the names back to Philadelphia.
Well, it meant a lot to me. There were a lot of people from Philadelphia watching the last patrol from Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia. We were covering about 28 miles a day in order to do the 143-mile journey.
A journey that ended with a huge reception at the groundbreaking.
Finally, Penn's Landing was in sight with several thousand people waiting. For members of the last patrol, time to sum up.
It feels good. It really feels good.
Last month, the Philadelphia Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund celebrated those 25 years with a weekend of activities. A very emotional candlelight vigil with the reading of 646 names of Philadelphians on the wall.
Edward D. Riley, Jr.
One of those names was read by current VA Insurance Center employee Marty Lehman, whose brother's name is on the wall.
He was 18 years old, killed back in 1968 up in Quan Tri.
The solemnness of the vigil was followed by a celebratory reception, a parade the next day, and a dedication ceremony where Philadelphia's mayor presented a proclamation.
I, Michael A. Nutter, Mayor of the City of Philadelphia, hereby officially proclaim October 27, 2012, Philadelphia Vietnam Veterans Memorial Day in Philadelphia.
Today, VA employees strongly support the memorial.
There is a connection. There's a connection with Marty, and Marty's down here for, every Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and he presents the wreath for the Employees Association from the regional office. There's a connection also with many of the employees who were responsible for this wall, like Denny Best and Mike Daly and John Callister, who still works in insurance.
Maybe the most unusual connect to the wall is Undersecretary for Benefits Hickey's father, who was part of the last patrol's walk back to Philadelphia.
I remember crawling out of my bed when I heard his Army buddy's car pull up into the driveway and running to the bedroom window to get one last look at my hero before he went to a war in a place my geography class didn't even show on their maps yet. He was my father, an Army soldier headed to war in Vietnam along with so many other brave, selfless, and courageous men.
It was really amazing to see that so many people cared to take time out of their busy lives to come out and share a moment in remembrance of others. And it's no small thing that people have given their lives for another. That's the greatest sacrifice we can ask a person to do. And the next greatest is to take time to remember them year after year after year.
Did you know the U.S. Marine Corps celebrated its 237th birthday on November 10th, the day before Veterans Day? Marines have been celebrating in typical gung-ho style since the mid-1920s after their 13th Commandant. General John Lejeune issued Marine Corps Order Number 47 in 1921. The order was clear that Marines should celebrate the birthday together wherever they found themselves. The Marines who work at VA in Washington did just that. Cut their cake and watch the videos about the service of Marines and a presentation by Betty Mosley Brown, the Deputy Director of VA's Center for Women Veterans, and yes, of course, a Marine. Happy belated birthday, Marines. And that's all we have for this week. I'm Joy Hahn.
And I am Ryan Steinbach. Have a great day and rest of your week.
Thank you, veterans!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all veterans. God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for your service.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, veterans!
Day!